All right, so this is our fourth tool hangout, and Quincy is going to start it.
All right, first tool we're going to talk about today is the UDL Book Builder. And this is a free online tool that allows students and teachers to create their own digital online books that help readers of diverse learning strategies build up their reading skills. The tools allows teachers to enter their own text, images, and hints into the books that they created. Um, Within the site, you can also search their database for different books that other teachers around the country have created. You can search books by genre, reading level, and by topic. In this site, you can also publish your own books that you created into the digital library. You can also read different teachers' books and also give them feedback on their books. I find it's really cool that you can search books by reading level. A lot of students in your classroom, some might be on a fifth grade reading level, some might be on a second grade reading level. So being able to search books that are appropriate for them to read can greatly help them. Um, Also, I find that reading digitally helps readers that might struggle reading traditional paperback books. And finally, like I said, like the site really helps readers of diverse reading strategies get more engaged in reading because you're able to search different books by their interest. And if you're able to get kids reading something that they're interested about, they'll be more naturally inclined to read it.
That's a great tool. I think a great use for that would be just getting students to show what they know in different ways. They're able to create their own digital books. I think it's just a really great way rather than a PowerPoint or anything like that. Um, and then I think an insight. I could totally see my mentor teacher using this for ELA, having her students create a narrative, but also integrating that technology creative piece where they're able to maybe use a digital camera around the classroom to create a story and then write about it. But,
Yeah, I think that it's a really awesome tool, especially for the diverse learners that you'll have in your classroom, because some people will prefer sitting and just reading a paperback book, but some really like reading from a screen and they focus a lot better. And if you read from a computer, it also lets you zoom in or a few things you could do with it. So it's a great alternative for the people that read and focus better from a digital book online. And then for an insight, I know for my language arts class right now, we had to make our own expository book, and a lot of people chose to make a digital book and put it online instead of the hard paperback books. And a lot of people found that easier. So I think it's a good alternative for students to have the digital books, because in today's day and age, technology is everywhere, and a lot of people will start preferring the digital books. So yeah, I think it's a cool tool.
definitely. Okay, so the first tool that I looked at was Formule, and it's a really awesome website that you're able to create online forms or surveys. You just click on the different boxes that you want to add, a name, date, address line, email address, phone number. Um, Unfortunately, it's not free, but once you have it, you're able to create a team, and your team can actually go on and create different forms as well, and edit some of the forms that you have. Um, I think a really great use for this is at the beginning of the year when you're submitting health forms, information cards. It's a great way to just make the process faster. And it's just so quick and easy. You'll actually get a notification if somebody submits a form. So I think that's really awesome as well. For an insight, I think this would be another great thing for my mentor teacher. She has a hard time getting students to remember to take home permission slips for field trips, different things like that, other important forms. And I think it would just make it so much easier to get in contact with parents and not have students forget a form at school, forget a form at home, have a form damaged from backpacks, everything like that. But
Yeah, I think that that's awesome. And for use, I think if you created the team or whatever and the students were able to make the forms, I think it'd be awesome if the students got an opportunity to create their own form because a lot of them might grow up and go into the business world or whatever they might do. And in your life you might have to make a form, and if the students can see the steps to make their own form, I think that's a good experience they should do and gets them ready for like the real life. And in schools we should be teaching them things like that also. And for a critical insight, I think this is a great website and tool for parents because I know like when I was growing up, I would never give my mom anything. I would forget to give her forms and permission slips. So I think this is a stress reliever for the parents that they can just go online and fill out the forms and not rely on your little child who might forget. So I think that it's a great tool.
I agree as well. I feel like for Insight, it really does do a good job of saving paper and also saving copies. Because I know a lot of schools. My mentor teacher always talks about how he's to a strict copy limit. So being able to create forms online really does save on these copies and also saves on paper. I think a good use would be to use like the forms as like an informal assessment. Like if you like create a questionnaire about the content taught. Kids can fill out the form, like you were saying, like it tracks like who completed the form. So I just feel like it'd be a good way to create an informal assessment.
All right, so the tool that I did was Zaption, and this was a website with a bunch of videos. And so it either had the option that you could create your own video or it had pre-made videos. And so if you created your videos, you could upload any YouTube video and you could add your own text, images, discussions, or questions. So it would play the video and on the side the question or the picture would pop up and so you could see both at the same time. And it's really awesome for teachers because well, it gives you a code so you can post this on any website or anything, and it also tracks all the answers and responses. So when the students write their answer and click on the question, it gets sent right to the teacher, and so they'll have a screen that has all of the students' answers in one spot from the video. So, or if they didn't want to make their own video, they didn't have time, there's a lot of pre-made videos on any or on a lot of subjects out there, so they could just, if they're teaching about I saw one about like pie or something. They can click on that video and the students can just like follow that one along. It's already made, so it's nice and easy. And a critical use, I think it's great as a formative assessment to make sure the student is understanding what the video is about. Because sometimes if you give a homework assignment to watch a video, the students might not really watch it and just say, oh yeah, but this will make sure the students, you can see which ones are actually watching and following along. So I think that's awesome. You can have the questions on the side. And then for an insight, I just love that it's free and easy. And as a first year teacher, I'll probably use it because like a lot of tools might cost money and this is free. And they already have a lot of videos. But
That's a great tool. Sorry. I think that's really awesome. I think a great use would be that it's so relevant to students' lives right now with social media and YouTube being so popular. Students are always taking videos on their phones or iPods or whatever device that they have. So it's just a great way to really connect to the students on that. Just it's so relevant. And I think for an insight, it's great for teachers to assess students on that Bloom's taxonomy. You know, you can look at their understanding and remembering the lower level thinking, and then you can also go into the higher level thinking with creating and using discussion questions to really dig deep into the content. So I think that's a really great tool. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I think it's really good for visual learners because a lot of students I know struggle just listening to like a teacher lecture or even just watching PowerPoint, like just taking notes off of PowerPoint. But I feel like if they're able to watch a video and answer questions in the video, that can keep the visual learners really engaged in what's going on. And I also feel like as a teacher, being able to like write questions that go along with the video really would keep the kids engaged watching the video. Because I know a lot of times back in school, like if teachers assign like a video for us to watch, a lot of times my mind would wander and I would even remember like what else I was watching. But with the questions that come along with the video, it really forces you to like pay attention and keep up with what's going on. And also, I like how you can search pre-made videos as well. So it'll be really easy just to find a video that's going with the lesson or the unit that you're going with, and there's already pre-made videos right there for you to use. Is it me doing? Am I doing Prezi now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Prezi is like PowerPoint on steroids. All right. So it's like a presentation tool um, that uses a large canvas that allows you to pan out and to zoom in on various slides. And really, it's really cool because it allows you to be able to share it. Like I know in one of our, I think earlier in our early in this class, I think we had to make a Prezi presentation, and it's really cool because everyone was able to like do their own slides, which I think is really good for like group project like collaboration, and also just how interactive Prezi is compared to compared to just the standard PowerPoint um, is really well. So, and it's part of the Web Tools 2.0 as well.
I think that a great use for Prezi would be, I mean, sort of like you said, it's a new way to offer information that really goes along well with the UDL, just giving students a chance to show what they know in ways other than PowerPoint, essays, all the things that they've seen time and time again. It's just a new way to get them to like show what they know. Um, and then I think for an insight, uh, I really would like to see younger students start to use Prezi and start to make different presentations about the things that they're learning. So many of the standards in Common Core talk about research, and I would really like to see that even in the younger ages, if it was even smaller presentations that they're able to show what they know from research.
Yeah, Prezis I think are awesome. I know for an insight, the first time that I ever saw a Prezi, it really caught my attention because I've never seen it before. And for PowerPoint, they're just clicking through, and I've seen that all the time. But I remember when my teachers put a Prezi up, and it like went from one place to another place, and it went all over, and it looked like it was all complicated. But then when it zoomed out, it all like came together, and so it really caught my attention. So I think that it's a great attention getter for students, and like I know it caught my attention. I think it would catch other students' attention. I think this is still fairly new, so for like a critical use, I know we should use this way more than we use it now. I think a lot of teachers think a PowerPoint is easy and that's what they know and that's what they go with, but I think that teachers need to start realizing that um, to get kids involved and more interested, they need to start using these new ways. I think teachers need to see how useful it can be, how interesting it is, so that more of the kids will stay focused and paying attention. So Prezi is very, very cool.
All right, so for the last tool, the last one is TouchCast, and this is a really cool website. It's really modern. It's almost futuristic. One of the things it says at first on its web page, it feels like the internet, but looks like a video. And it's a whole database of short video clips. There's a lot of content in these video clips. There's videos on politics, current events, there's informational clips, there's blogs, and the cool thing about these videos is that they're interactive. Just like if you were on the internet and looking at a website and there was a word that was highlighted, maybe you didn't know much about it or you wanted to learn more about it, you could click on the word and it would take you to another article. In these videos, if there's something that you want to learn more about, it's really interactive. You can click or touch if you're using an iPad or another screened device. you can just touch or click on the different things and it'll take you to another video. So your original video will just go into the corner. You'll watch the second video and then you can go right back to it. It's really cool. There's also, I watched a debate, a presidential debate Touchcast, and you were able to watch a debate and then vote on who you thought won, and then you could also see where you fell with everybody else that has been voting. So it's just really cool. And then students are actually able to create their own Touchcast, and there's a lot of different features that are really great for students to use. So for use, I think it's another great way to differentiate instruction and give students another chance to be creative and make a video. So many students love making videos just by themselves, so them making this blog or an informational video, I think is just so awesome to get them engaged. And then for an insight, I could really see this being used in language arts, maybe for book clubs, just talking about books and using the interactive features to really make your presentation awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, Touchcast, I love for the use. I think that it's really cool because I haven't seen another place that does this. Is if you stumble across something you don't know, and the fact that you can click on it and it takes you to a different page or video to explain it, I think that's a great use that comes from it. Because I know a lot of kids will get stuck and they will just sit there because they don't know what the word is or what they're talking about in the passage. They'll just sit there and not do anything, and so you assume the kid's off task, but he really is just confused because he doesn't know what it means. So I think that's an awesome use that it does that. And for an insight, like I know myself personally, if I am reading something and it says a word or like a phrase or something I just don't understand, sometimes I just will be like, oh, well, I don't know what that's talking about. I'll go read this over here or that. But the fact that this lets you click on it to see what it's about, I think that would help myself and kids in the future to not want to just give up immediately, and they'll stay interested since they actually understand. So I think Touchcast has some really cool features.
Um, I like how it gives students like a safe place to be able to search content because I feel like just there's so much on the internet right now that kids shouldn't be exposed to, but through using TouchCast, it gives them like safe and appropriate content for them to search through. I also feel like it's really good for visual and auditory learners because, like you're saying, like the videos are interactive, so to keep them engaged. Because like nowadays, just teaching the classic, just book and paper and pencil is it's not a good way to reach all diverse learners. But I feel like using TouchCast videos is a great way for like all learners of diverse learning styles can be reached using TouchCast.
All right, and that's our last tool, Hangout.